So we're going to be doing inverse properties of trigonometry functions. So these are basically the properties, or you want to call it the rules. So anytime you have sine and arcsine, cosine and arccosine, tangent and arctangent, something that looks like this, they have sine and arcsine. If your arcsine or your arccosine or your arctangent in these cases are inside, your actual number that is here has to match your domain. Has to lie in the domain. If it lies in the domain, then either the sine and the arcsine will cancel and your answer would be just this x. This is what these rules are saying. If this number right here lies in this domain, these two will cancel out and you only get the answer, which is x. Same thing for tangent. But if you have your arcsine on the outside of your function, then this number right here has to match your range values for your arcsine, arccosine, and arctangent for these two to cancel out. So if this number lies between the range, then you will get this value, which in this case is y. So again, if your arccosine is in the outside, or arccosine, arctangent, arcsine, it has to lie in your range. If your arcsine is in the inside of your function, then it has to lie in your domain. I personally don't like to use these rules just because sometimes they don't land and we do have answers. So I like to work from the inside out. I like to find the value of my inside function, get that answer, and then take the arctangent of that answer or vice versa, or whatever trig function that I have. And that's what we're going to do in the next couple examples. So we're going to work from the inside out on these functions. That's the way I like to do it. If you want to use the rules, you're welcome to use the rules. So basically what I have right now is the sine of something. I need to find the arcsine of 1/2. So just like we did last week, what we're going to do is find the arcsine of 1/2, and we know that this 1/2 represents the actual ordered pair of sine. So we know that these are our sine functions. These are cosine, sine, tangent, cosine, sine, tangent, cosine, sine, tangent for our ordered pairs. We know that sine are the second coordinate of these ordered pairs. So we have where sine is 1/2 would be here. That means that the corresponding radians to that 1/2 would be pi over 6. That means that this is pi over 6. So now that we're going to do the opposite direction. Basically, think of we're doing the reverse of it. So now we want to find sine at pi over 6. Now we're looking at pi over 6. We know where pi over 6 is our unit circle here, and we're going to find the actual ordered pair that corresponds with sine, which technically is going to be 1/2. So this is 1/2. And if you notice, these technically would have canceled out by using the properties. And the reason they would have canceled out is because this 1/2 is in the domain of that. And it lies there is because that 1/2 lies between -1 and 1. That means these two will cancel out and it's just 1/2. I like to just work it out and show it. But if you follow the rules, that's what it says. Now for part B, again, I'm going to do work from the inside out. So if I do tangent of pi over 4, okay, this tangent of pi over 4, now we're talking about radians. So this radiant degree has to lie in the range and tangent. So if for tangent, the range is negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. So it is going to, it does land there. So it is going to be pi over 4. But let's work it out like we worked out sine. So you have an idea of what it works, just in case we ever have something that is going to be like arc cosine of sine of pi over 4. And then they won't cancel out because one's going to be arc cosine and one's be sine. And we eventually will have something that looks like that. So we know that tangent of pi over 4, so this is pi over 4. And when it's pi over 4, we know its ordered pair value would be 1 because it's made up of cosine and sine. So now we have arc tangent of 1. And now we're going to do the reverse. Now we know that it equals 1 and are at So that means at 1, my radian degree would be pi over 4. So my answer right here is pi over 4. Okay, next one, we're going to have inverse cosine of square root of 3 over 2. So we know that inverse cosine is square root of 2. We're starting with our ordered pair value, and we know that these are our cosine values. So this is where we have square root of 3 over 2 for cosine. That corresponds with this radiant measure, which is pi over 6. So now we're going to have cosine of pi over 6. And now we know cosine of pi over 6. When we have pi over 6, cosine is square root of 3 over 2. So my answer is square root of 3 over 2. If you look at our actual properties, we basically are saying, they're saying they gave us inverse cosine of square root of 3 over 2. That means we had to look for cosine right here. For cosine, we have to look at our domain. Since square root of 3 over 2 lies between -1 and 1 because it's approximately 0.8 something. So, and it lies between there. I know that these would have been canceled out and it would have been that. Again, I like to show the work of why it works and not just go by the rules or inverse properties, but there it is. So I forgot to write my little unit circle on the top, so we're just going to kind of sketch where this belongs. So we know that cosine of pi, this is 0, this is pi over 2, and this is pi. And we know that at pi, my ordered pair, it would be -1, 0. Those would be my ordered pair. So I know that when it's cosine of pi, my actual value would be -1. That means if I'm trying to find the inverse cosine where it's -1, so now, okay, I know that inverse cosine is here because we're doing backwards. On this one, we worked from the inside and this was the answer. Now they're giving us an ordered pair value and we're trying to find the actual radiant measure. So we're going to remember backwards like we did last week. So inverse cosine of -1, we know -1's here. That means the radiant measure would be pi. So this would be pi. So for this one, we have cosine of 7 pi over 2. So let's give you a visual so you have it. So we have a visual here. We know this is 0. We know this is pi over 2. That means this is 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, and 4 pi over 2. And we still don't have a 7 pi. So that means we have already gone one whole rotation and we still haven't got a 7 pi over 2. So that means then that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 pi over 2 is also where 3 pi over 2 is located. So we know that it is right here. That ordered pair for sine and cosine would be 0 and -1. Okay, that means this 7 pi over 2, it is technically not in the range of cosine because cosine is between 0 and pi over 2. It should be in between 0 and pi, not 0 pi over 2, sorry. Between 0 and pi. It is not, but that does not mean it does not have an answer because we know that cosine of 7 pi over 2 is going to be 0. Now we're going to have that it's arc cosine of 0. And we know that there is an arc sine of 0 because it's not only 0 down here, but it's also 0 up here. So we also know that it's 0, 1 up here. So since we have that, we know that arc cosine is 0 up here, that means that our actual value for arc cosine would be pi over 2. So this answer is pi over 2. And if you notice, these do not match just because it wasn't in the actual range, but there is still an answer to it because we know that arc cosine is 0 is also here and here. Since it lies in the first and second quadrant, that means this is our only answer. Okay, just like the previous, let's draw a little quick picture so we have an understanding where this is located. We know that this is pi over 2, this is 2 pi over 2, and this is 3 pi over 2. That means this is where it's 3 pi over 2 is located. And we know that at that point, our ordered pair would be 0, -1. That means we have arc sine of -1 because this right here is our sine. This right here is our cosine. So now that we have -1, we know that arc sine of -1 exists in those two quadrants. So now we have this, and now we need to find our actual degree. Well, right here it says 3 pi over 2, but we know that 3 pi over 2, this 3 pi over 2 is greater than than what it says right here, -pi over 2 to pi over 2. But we know that if we go this direction, clockwise, this is the coterminal to -pi over 2. So 3 pi over 2 and -pi over 2 are basically coterminal angles. They're in the same position. So that means this right here will be -pi over 2 as our answer. For part B, I know this looks a little different right here because it says 0.5 pi, but we know that 0.5 is the same thing as a half. So this right here, let me make sure I'm with a pencil, is basically pi over 2. Half times pi is pi over 2. And we know that pi over 2, again, if you need to make a chart, this is pi over 2. And we know that the order pair at pi over 2 would be 0 and +1. So now we have that arc sine is going to be +1. And we know that the arc sine of +1, and remember, arc sine goes second and fourth quadrant and lies there. And that means this is the only place where we have a +1 because down here it would be 0, -1. So that doesn't work. So it has to be pi over 2. And again, the reason this one works is because this pi over 2 is in the range of it. It is in the range. So that means these two would technically cancel out and just give you the 0.5 pi or pi over 2.